Summertime, summertime. Så du min, og jeg vild med dig. Summertime, summertime. Honey, solen danser, du og jeg.
Hi there and welcome to your modern shaman Maria in RainbowLand. This is the weekly heartful report from the week that starts at the 21st until the 29th of August 2018. Here with a new setup. We will have a new sort of report, and it's gonna be called 7 Signs of the Week, because each week we will have 7 things I will go through that are significant for this week, or the week we are going through. This week will be filmed from the home in Denmark, close to the forest, and you will see some nature wonders instead of my face this time. And it will take you into yourself and your core and create peace while you listen. So, this week we will have, first of all, the general overview, the main point of the week for the report. Number 1. Number 2, Sun. The Sun is moving into an earth sign, into Virgo. What does this mean for your sign? Number 3, Mercury. It is going direct. Ooh, yeah, from last week. It is sextiling Venus. And it's squaring Jupiter, a benefic planet. So, number 4, Mars is direct later on this week in Capricorn. Ooh, still blows from Uranus, but in a new light. 4 planets still retro. Number 5. Venus is still at home. We like her, but it's gonna square Pluto. What does this mean for the relationships? Number 6. Full moon in Pisces on the 26th of August. Number 7. Card of the week. Yay! We'll start with weekly tarot cards, because Maria has been doing tarot since she got her first deck from her father, who is also a tarot card reader, when she was 12. So of course she will use this now, and it's Rider-Waite card. Yeah, that is the extra of this week, but it will be every week from now on that we will also take a tarot card for each sign. So these are the 7 signs of the week. And now we start with number 1. Are you ready? The overall view for all of us. Yay! And this week, my main theme will be man plans, God laughs. And do you know what I mean by that? Well, man plans and God laughs. That means something that I have discovered so many times. We can want and desire this and that and that and this with our little human egos. And for sure we will, because we have Jupiter in Scorpio. And we can shout and we can scream and we can do this and that, and we can complain and put guilt upon this and that person, and say, oh, this is also because he didn't do, or she didn't do, or I didn't do, and we blame ourselves, we blame others, etc. But when it all comes down to it, I've said it before, then what I can see as an astrologer is that there is a plan. There is a plan. So you can scream and you can shout, but your higher self made a plan with God before you came here, and you can call it God or whatever. I don't care. I am not talking about just, any kind of 3D God that wants your money. I'm talking about Creator, what made us, what we are all a grand part of, which means that God is us, in a way. But that's a longer philosophical story. The whole point is that whatever you're struggling with now, and whatever you feel bruised and battered about coming out of the eclipse, is a part of a plan. And you know, if you have a strong desire with Jupiter and Scorpio, you have with Uranus and Taurus, there's something you want to manifest. You know, and with all the things that has been going on in Leo, where we are now going into another sign, of course, then, yeah, you know what I'm going to say? We have a lot of things we want to do and have fun and do things that makes us laugh and joyful and da. And that's what we've been going through during these eclipses, because the last two ones were in Leo, where we want to play and have a joyful life, etc. But not all of the plans are accessible right now. So surrender your desires to God. The spiritual journey of anyone on this planet is all about, if you want to ascend and want to fulfill the spiritual purpose of being on this planet and ascend to nirvana or whatever you want to call it, you know, to the next level where you don't have to reincarnate. The whole trick is to actually be able to let go of all your desires. To let go of all your desires, to give them to God, to Creator, to trust, to your higher self, and trust the process and notice the signs along the way. Follow the path of the highest vibration of joy, or the highest vibration of what makes your heart sing. And now I'm not saying that, oh, but it makes me so joyful to go to the cinema and watch these kind of movies and da. This is not what I'm talking about. Those are the pleasures we can have here on a 3D plane. I'm talking about when we don't have resistance in a certain way, and you need to learn to know yourself on a deep core level as a soul, to know when it's actually your heart that sings to you. But sometimes we suffer and we feel suffering. This can be old karmic debt being paid back, so to speak. And this can create a lot of suffering, of course, because we relive stuff to let it go, to release it. But if a door isn't open and you keep trying to force it open, it's not the right door if it doesn't open. I'm not saying, like, for example, if you have a business and you want to fight for it and it takes time and keep hitting shut doors, but if there's no signs of you continuing in this direction because it doesn't give you joy, that's what I'm talking about. Or if you're with someone who doesn't want a child and you really want it, maybe because this person is having an illness in the family that he knows or she knows that will go on to the child, or maybe this person already had 5 children, but then, you know, hand your desire over to God if it doesn't feel right to leave the woman or to leave the man. You know, in whatever thing it is that you desire so badly, if you can leave any kind of desire to God, then you have liberated yourself. Because then you can actually start living your highest purpose and fulfill what you came here for. And listen and hear, because then you're open. When you let go of the desires you have to achieve certain things, you are open. Otherwise you're closed off. So this is very important on this journey of finding out where we're going. Maybe probably you are the only one standing in your way for yourself. Maybe your purpose is to serve other people as a light worker. And then the benefits will come as you do so. Give all your cares and worries and desires and things to God, is what they always taught us. And then the world will land before your feet. Because then you're empty enough to see the beauty in the things that you already have. And you attract more of the beautiful things. And you will see that the things that you didn't think was beautiful, or you didn't recognize or realize that you actually had in your life, was actually already the gifts that you wanted. But you kept complaining because That is just the nature of us as human beings sometimes. You know, my dad used to call it the law of unsatisfaction. You know, that is what we are so good at. Limiting ourselves as human beings for that matter. Okay, so no matter how spiritual you think you are, we are all in a process. No matter how far you think you've come, we are all in a process. I don't think that anyone got out of this eclipse without feeling bruised in some one way or the other. I hope that you see why and that you are in a good new direction for yourself in your life. After the eclipse, we all woke up to some realities. And them realities we need to learn to accept. Everything is possible in the right order, but not everything is possible in the same life. We really need to feel into what is actually the purpose and point for us in this life. We cannot get all lives gathered into one. Freedom and space and 10 children at the same time. Being a known musician and being a very personal and private person. It's a retrograde phase. It's time to stand face to face with ourselves. So don't focus too much upon, but he also said, and she also did, and they also Put your focus and intention inwardly. Still, I know that some has to be outwardly because now we have Mercury moving forward and we will have Mars doing the same thing. So a lot is going on this week. So, second sign of the week, Aquarius, is that the sun is moving into an earth sign, into Virgo. This is your 8th house, and it's going into a grand earth trine between Saturn up there in your 12th house, up there in Capricorn, and Uranus in your 4th house. And these are the houses of intuition, the houses of emotions, feelings, water energy in these houses. And it's earth signs, so it's all about grounding your feelings and emotions in a way that will make your life flow more easily. And for you guys that likes to stay, on a more mental level above it, it may seem like a challenge that you perhaps have gotten completely used to, not have gotten, or have gotten, I don't know, completely used to yet since it started its journey in Capricorn in your 12th house in 2007, Pluto. But now we also have Saturn here making things realistic, grounding things out. So finally out of the opposition to you in your relationship sector, we have the sun now, where you're reflecting your wishes in the outside world of which kind of partners, personal business you wanted to have over a long period of time here. What is right for you in your life and which ones aren't, which kind of relationships. And again, it's all kinds of relationships, personal, business, etc. But in the 8th house here with the sun, it's all about your true desires and wants. What we really want at the deepest level of our soul in our lives, and how to create a reality where these are actually attainable on a 3D level too, because it's your 8th house is in an earth sign, so it's all about making it real, grounding things so they get visible. And this is a spectacular trine, actually. It's not every day we see it. Actually, there will be many years until we see this kind of trine again, with Saturn involved here in the earth signs. So take advantage of it. Sign number 3 this week is Mercury on stage here. Its directed was from the 19th, and it's also Mercury going into a sextile with Venus and a square to Jupiter, a benefic. Benefic squares are always easy. But Mercury directing your 7th house of Leo. So some conflicts or agreements can move forward again. Some complications of relationships start becoming easier, whether it's business or personal. And things start to become more predictable again. with Jupiter in your 10th, you know, where you have the face in the world and your destiny. It's good for you here, Jupiter, because Jupiter is always opening doors for us. Santa Claus, not always Santa Claus-ish, but but it's squaring Mercury down there in your 8th house, so that may be something to do with. No, Jupiter in your 10th. What am I talking about? It's Jupiter in your 11th. Jupiter is in Scorpio, so that is in your 11th house. So big squaring Mercury down there in your 8th house. So Jupiter in your 11th is about your destiny, your future, how you want to plan the future, what you really wish to do with your life, and your circle of friends, and your groups of people that you hang around. And this is in square to your deep desires, so be aware of your friends, and no one's blocking out what you really want, so have the right people there in your circles, so that you are sure of that no relationships, no friend relationships are blocking you connecting on a deeper level with someone in your life, or you manifesting your dreams. Sign number 4 this week is Mars direct in Capricorn, but it is stationary all week, though it won't be moving direct until the 28th. So this can feel a little like it's stalling, but it's stationing in your 12th house, so a lot of inner reflection is going on, and Mars here tries to establish some self-worth in regards to daring to show your emotions to yourself, even not only you to your others, and thereby feeling defenseless, exposed and vulnerable. That's not easy for you guys, but you probably have to get used to it, because that's the area life is testing you with all the heavy planets there, and retrograding still. We have 4 retrograde planets, so you are looking inwardly still. We all are, but even though things are starting little by little to move forward. Then we have Venus, which is sign number 5 this week. Venus is at home, just as it was last week, in Libra, your sister sign over there in 9th house, but it's squaring Pluto. So Venus at home in your sister sign Libra, the 9th, where the good beliefs are at, good placement for you, but it's squaring up to Pluto in your 12th. Again again the 12th house here. Deeper emotional things where you're vulnerable, which are the more spiritual beliefs also. So Pluto is deep transformation at a core level for you. Transformation of your spiritual life in a way, that will lead you to a new life, a better life for you. But Pluto is, of course, also about fear. So maybe you're afraid to take a chance and follow the path of the highest vibration of joy, which is the path you should follow. So don't be afraid to end and let go of anything you don't want to let go of that's blocking you from moving in that direction. But Venus for all of us. This Pluto-Venus square has something to do with us, all of us collectively, improving our relationships over the next period of time. 3 months actually, where Venus is moving from 10 degrees of Scorpio into 25 Libra in a retrograde from October till November. Out of the shadow phase, and the 18th of December. And Venus is going over where Saturn was through 2010-11-ish, 12. He went into Scorpio, and then 13th. And Jupiter has been here recently. Mars was retrograding in Scorpio 2 years ago, and now we have Venus closing up that cycle here. So it's important for us to make that change within ourselves now, in regards to our relationships. What we know we have to change if we want a better life. Start with the man in the mirror. Starting with the man in the mirror, as Michael Jackson says. Find him on YouTube. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror, I think it's called, with Michael Jackson. Try to listen to the text of the refrain. For your sign, it's especially important. This is your time to change on deep transformational levels. Okay, sign number 6 of the week is the full moon in Pisces on the 26th of August. And this is with the moon in your 2nd house, sun in your 8th house. So full moons are always oppositions. And we have the moon shortly after moving over Neptune in the second house as well. So in the second house, it's all about manifesting, and the eighth house is about involving others in so trusting the process and your role in it. Having Neptune in Pisces involved, and at its best, it's about having a higher spiritual purpose, supporting your aim at what you're trying to manifest. At its worst, you get caught up in an illusion somehow. So allow your intuition to guide you along with your sharp mind and feeling into how. So, 7th sign of this week, Aquarius, sharp-minded genius sign here, is the card of the week, the tarot card of the week. Hey. Okay, that is Temperance. It's the major arcana card. It's always something like, when it's from the small arcana, it's another story. It's more like day-to-day stuff. Temperance is from the major arcana, which is deep stuff, deep, big, huge transformational life lessons. Apparently there's something that needs to be balanced out in your life. Listen to that Venus thing about your relationships. You need to find a balanced way to approach your relationships. But you know what it is that you have to do, so why doubt it? Get to it, you know. Be yourself. Balance out things in you that are conflicting, mind versus emotions. It could be. Make room for those emotions so that you aren't stuck, because you can tend to get a little stubborn. I'm not saying always, but if you get a little stubborn, try to balance it out. Make room for the emotions, because your heart is speaking to you. Your feelings and emotions are speaking to you, and it's okay to listen to them. It's not scary to go into them. You can still detach as you love to. But first and foremost, don't follow trends. Follow your heart. Thanks for watching. Your modern shaman, Maria and RainbowLand, checking out for this week. Remember to subscribe, and if you have anything you think is good about this new form, or anything you would like to change, please write a comment below. Lots of hugs from Denmark. Checking out. Ciao.
Sommer, du er min, og jeg er vild med